Hello, everybody. I am Marina Michaelis, and today I would be responding to a statement made by the Ranting Feminist. You guys could read that on your own, but let's talk about the topic SJW. Now, for me, I would call people who block people flippantly an SJW. For example, I would never call Christiosity an SJW because Christiosity, well, she's a friend of mine. We've had conversations, and Christiosity has been a very pleasant person for me to talk to. We have our disagreements. We disagree on a lot of things, but I would never call Christiosity an SJW because she doesn't go around blocking people. She actually engages with me and others in conversations. When it comes to Micaiah B, I would never call him an SJW. He actually made like 5 good videos talking about men's rights issues. Like he talks about men being abused and how there needs to be more men in shelters. I really like Micaiah B. I even interviewed Micaiah B once. We had a great, lovely conversation. Micaiah B was a wonderful person and we had a great conversation. And when I made a video talking about trans people and trans issues, Micaiah B gave me some, pointers, advice, and whatnot. He talked about his experiences being trans, and he actually gave me links correcting me. When I looked at the links, they looked pretty good. And like Tim Blake, he actually talks to people. He actually engages in dialogue. We could have a conversation with him. But I would describe a person who goes around blocking people and making ridiculous arguments in SJW. Whether you like it or not, I would describe your friend Garrett in SJW for that reason. So, if you want to know what I'm talking about, let me show you this clip. So this is a video where Lacey Green talks about how she forgives Sargon of Akkad and how she and Sargon are in a really good place right now. And to be clear, if you watch both videos, she says, I forgive Sargon and it's none of your business. She was telling the feminist community in particular that she forgives Sargon and it's none of their business. Ranting Feminist says maybe he should take these down if he's really sorry for what he did. If he doesn't take them down, he ain't sorry. FYI, I'm not saying this to shit on Lacey. Saying this because Sargon is a lying piece of shit. If he's sorry, why are these still up? Me, I could see it could be because Sargon is still in California. I don't know because I really don't know. I don't know what's going on in Sargon's head. Who knows why they're still up? It could be it could be there for self-reflection. I don't know, but I could understand where you're coming from. And yes, I do understand where Ranting Feminist is coming from. I mean, Sargon apologized to Lacey, and yet he has all of these videos still up that are insulting her. I could understand where, Ranting Feminist is coming from. I mean, it does make sense, it's kind of like you apologize, but all of those videos still up there. However, where I'm coming from is that there could be so many reasons why it's still up there. I mean, he just recently apologized. I mean, there is, unlimited reasons why they're still up, like self reflection. He probably feels bad about it, and he just has it still up there for self-reflection to look back on it and look at it as ways he could improve. He could leave it up there for his fans because maybe his fans would hate it and be angry and outraged if he took it down. Maybe he has a policy to never ever delete or private videos. I mean, maybe Sargon says to Lacey, Lacey, I have a rule to never ever delete any of my videos. Is that cool with you? And Lacey probably said, sure. You do not know what they said during this apology. And if Sargon told Lacey, hey, I have a rule to never delete my videos, and Lacey said it's cool, then that's between them. You don't know what Lacey and Sargon said to each other specifically, you know? Then here comes Garrett, and Garrett says Shu managed to unlist a video while at VidCon, and he just brings up Shu on head out of nowhere. It's just really, really weird. And I says, I don't see how that relates to Sargon. He's probably very busy there. If you want to know, just ask him. And Garrett, he took a joke to heart. I mean, it's like, we'll be seeing you soon, Garrett. The fire is rising and commies make a good fuel. I mean, that is clearly a joke. I mean, this just seems to be overreacting. And I say, you want to know something about him? May as well ask him. Laugh a lot, you're living in a fantasy world, dude. So here Garrett misgenders me and calls me by the wrong pronouns, which is very intolerant and very regressive. Then I say, then why talk about Sargon at all? What's the point? He says, look at my first tweets in this thread again, and look at all your tweets. Tell me which one is talking about Sargon. And I say, look up further in the thread. It's about Lacey forgiving Sargon. Why jump in on the why jump in if on a person you don't want to talk about? And then he deleted his tweets. Oh yeah, he can't wait to delete his tweets. You know, he basically told me to hop along now. That's what he said. He was basically saying, go away, hop along. He was like being really rude and nasty. And I'm like, you're the one who started talking to me out of nowhere. And then I say, starts a convo with me, tells me to hop along. You know, it's kind of like he did. He started a conversation with me. Then he told me to hop along. And that's the tweets he deleted. Um, and then this person, he got blocked. Well, I don't know, she. Well, he blocked me for asking if he was a communist. And it's like he blocked two people from this thread. He actually blocked two-person. I don't know if I could find the other person he blocked. Well, looks like I can't, but he did actually block two people from this thread. And it's kind of weird because, I mean, look at this. One retweet, 17 likes on this really poor arguments bringing shoe on head out of nowhere. So I would respond to his really crappy arguments with 17 likes and one retweet. Okay, everybody, this is my phone. And I just want you to see my phone right here. It's like a cheap, really old phone because it's kind of like, you know, I'm pretty broke. I don't really make a lot of money. I cannot afford a nice fancy phone. And look, I have a hard time even connecting to the internet. And it's kind of a lot like, let me see if I could just I mean, oh, here we go. I'm gonna try to type in YouTube and see how well I could how well YouTube would act for me. I'm just it it's not setting right for me. It's not setting right. I just can't. Okay, go to URL. See, I don't know if you can see this or not, but it won't even allow me to go to YouTube. It won't even allow me to go to it. It's just a really cheap, really old phone that won't allow me to go to YouTube. I mean, so it's like, oh yeah, like I took this phone with me to VidCon. I can't even access YouTube. Therefore, Sargon can't access YouTube. I mean, dear Lord God, Shoe on Head and Sargon of Akkad are two different people. Just because Shoe on Head is able to unlist a video while at VidCon doesn't mean that Sargon was able to. For example, Sargon even had top hats and champagne fill in for him. Like he's like, hey, I'm in California, top hats and champagne, you take over for this weekend stupid for me. It's kind of like, come now. I mean, he had somebody else take over for his channel. And also his computer got hacked. Like his switcher was hacked the whole entire time. Well, not the whole entire time, but I mean, we all witnessed some person, I think it was a girl, who had Sargon. And it's kind of like, well, Shoe on Head unlisted a video. Well, Shoe on Head didn't get hacked at VidCon. Not only that, but we don't know. Sargon probably was talking to a lot more people. I mean, Sargon probably took the time out to interact with more people. He probably has a policy to never ever delete a video no matter what. And he probably asked Lacey if it was okay. There is so many reasons why he probably didn't delete didn't delete the videos, and you're going to jump to the worst case scenario, which is completely uncharitable. I mean, you're going to assume the worst things possible, like whatever's the worst thing must be true. And you won't even ask him. That's like the worst part. You won't even say, Sargon, I would like to ask you, how come you didn't take those 3 videos down yet? And again, what if during this exchange, what if he says, Lacey, hey, I before we go public about this, I need you to know that I have a policy to never ever delete videos. And what if Lacey Green says, you have my permission to leave these videos up there and I still forgive you, you know? This could be the case. Doesn't mean that he's any less sorry. Yet you guys want to believe the worst in him. And like I said, Garrett, he blocked 2 people from this conversation. I would call that an SJW. And then he brought up something completely irrelevant. He says that I am not worth talking to because I believe that the National Socialist movement in the 1930s had socialism in it. Like, because I basically said Hitler was a socialist, but Nazi is the wrong term. It's really called National Socialism. And I was like, not National Socialism had socialism in it. But I did more than that. Me, Carlos, and Madeleine were all in a hangout with dissenters. We were actually in a hangouts with people who disagreed, and we actually proved that National socialism in the 1930s in Germany, socialism actually existed. I don't care what Hitler himself said. It doesn't change the fact that in the 1930s, it there was socialism there. Not only that, but you guys call us racist, sexist, misogynist, homophobe, transphobes as a way to dismiss our arguments. Many of you block us as opposed to talk to us. Like Garrett, who blocked two people from that conversation. That is an SJW. And only that, but I mean, when you block people, you could do this because I've seen a hangout where you guys think it's funny. I mean, maybe not you in particularly, but I have seen the feminists laugh about, ha ha ha, we, block all these aunties. When really, your ideas aren't getting out. When you block people, you are keeping your ideas in this little bubble. Like, this is your ideas, this is the world, and this is your ideas. I mean, eventually, we're all human. We're all going to pass on someday, and your ideas will die with you. Because when it comes to our ideas, because we are unlikely to block people, our ideas are spreading because we believe that our ideas are worth hearing. We would tell anybody who is willing to listen. You guys spot people, you guys don't even watch your video responses. Maybe you do, but I have spoken to like the janitor, and the janitor was like, I don't even watch video responses. I know Steve Shives ignores his response videos. So you can't even improve your arguments. The best thing about response videos is that you could improve your arguments. You can make your arguments better to reach out to people. I have seen people saying, I left feminism and I'm no longer a feminist anymore because they watched Sargon. I have never seen a person go, I used to be an anti feminist, but after, Garrett talked to me, I decided I am going to drop anti feminism because now that I've spoken to Steve Shives and Garrett, I now realize that anti feminism is stupid. I've I've seen people who think that they are both stupid. David Sherrod seems to dislike them both. Cults of Dusty seems to hate both. Creationist Cats seems to hate both. So there are people who hate, feminism and anti-feminism evenly, but I never ever seen a person goes from watching Sargon and then hears an argument from a feminist and then decides to become a feminist. Feminists are losing people, and they are losing people fast. There is like a map that shows the decline of feminism because feminists are losing people right and left because they keep blocking people right and left. And it's kind of like eventually, as anti feminists, we will get feminism out of the colleges. It is fine with me that you're going to block people right and rights because your ideas are not going to spread. And basically, you concede defeats. When you block so many people, like when you block like a countless people, you concede defeats. You are admitting that your ideas aren't worth shit. You are admitting that your ideas better stay in a bubble. You admit that your ideas are indefensible. You admit that your ideas are horrible. Because if you believed in your idea, you would put your ideas out there and you would challenge people. You would be out there changing minds. I don't see feminists saying, I've changed this person's mind, I've changed that person's mind, that person is a feminist now because of me. But I have seen people saying, I left feminism because of Sargon. So when you block people left and right, you hurt yourself. When you ignore response videos, you are never going to improve your arguments. Sargon, Lacey, they are not hurting feminism. You guys do a very good job at self-destructing. Like, again, you block, maybe not you particularly, but so many of you block people. It's kind of a lot like, do you really honestly think that I listened to Sargon and just believed everything he says about feminists and just like, yeah, feminists are like that? Many of us have had bad personal experiences where we have tried reaching out to you. Maybe it wasn't you in particularly. It probably was Christy Winters. It was probably Steve Shives, where people try to reach out and have a conversation. It's kind of like, hey, I just want to talk and I'd like to have a conversation with you, and blocked. And it's either you're blocked by a person that you've never spoken to and you didn't even know existed, or you blocked just for asking a question. You are blocked for politely disagreeing with people. Lacey Green is not making feminism look like a cult. Sargon isn't making feminism look like a cult. Christy Winters blocking people left and right and left because they disagree with her, or that she's never even spoken to me. That's what makes feminism look like a cult. Steve Shives refusing to speak to anybody who questions feminism. That is what makes feminism look like a cult. I could, ignore Sargon and I could listen to your side of the story. But when we try to talk and have a conversation, no matter how nice or how polite we are, we get blocked. And this is also what separates feminists, which are the minority, and SJWs, which are the majority. When it comes to Micaiah B, this Micaiah B sees me, not my label. Micaiah B sees me. Christiosity sees me, not my label. Tim Blake sees me, not my label. I have actually had a conversation with Christiosity and it was positive and productive. I actually had a good time with Micaiah B when he agreed to be interviewed by me. And me and Micaiah, we had a really good time. Micaiah was fabulous. Micaiah had like 5 great videos, and it's like, I'm gonna share this video and I'm gonna let people know that Micaiah B is an amazing feminist that is worth talking to. But when you guys block people left and right and left, you guys do a great job yourself making feminism look like a cult. Nobody's doing this to you. Because if they describe you one way and you guys act another way, if you want to destigmatize, the word feminism, you might want to tell your friends to stop blocking people left and right and left when they haven't even been spoken to, or when people have been nice, kind, friendly, and respectful, and they still get blocked. I'm just saying. Anyway, this has been Randy Michaelis, and this, I wasn't trying to be rude or mean or anything, but I would say that feminists makes feminism looks like a cult. And hey, if you guys want to block people, you know, rights and left and rights, that's fine by me. You basically admit that your ideas are so horrible that it's better to stay in this little bubble, and you admit that you don't want you to get your own ideas out there and changing minds, because I can't imagine that people actually want to listen to Steve Shives after he blocked out the whole entire world. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if he had Twitter and supports blocked. Anyway, this has been Renee Michaelis. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please give me a like, and subscribe to my channel. Leave me a comments. And for me, I do not block people who disagree with me. So if you do disagree with anything I say, please leave me a comment down below, and I will answer it. Bye bye.